Hey everybody, hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Siralim Ultimate. One quick note before we get going. I had to adjust the noise gate settings slightly. I don't know what happened. Nothing should have changed. Uh, the problem is that for some reason the mic started picking up the sound of my fan, a very faint sound, and previously I'd set up my noise gate to exclude that sound, but for some reason it started picking it up again. So either the fan got louder, which I don't think that's the case, or somehow the mic got more sensitive, or I actually updated OBS as well. Maybe OBS changed how noise gates work somehow. Anyway, I had to adjust the settings a little bit just to, exclude that background noise. But I'm gonna have to listen back to the audio just to make sure it's not excluding too much of my own voice, like especially if I'm speaking softly. So there's that. That's one thing. The other thing to mention. I'm mentioning the noise gate stuff just in case the audio feels weird. Just wanted to put that out right at the beginning. The other thing to mention, and I said this in the previous episode as well, this is going to be a short episode. We're going to be doing... I'm going to be doing as much of it off screen as I can. I'm going to be running through this, and I'm going to hopefully take down 2 false gods. The only thing I'll be showing you are the highlights, which is the false god fights, and the anointments we get, and any rare encounters we get. Mainly, of course, looking for the rare masters. We need 2 more of them. One final thing is I'm gonna be pretty busy for all of... Well, by the time you're watching it, it will already be next week, but I'm recording these episodes ahead of time. So I'm gonna try to record all of the week's episodes, or as many of them as I can, before the end of Sunday, just so the series can continue without interruptions. I'm mentioning that because it's possible that the new patch drops in the middle of the week, in which case there'll be a delay of a couple episodes before the series itself updates to patch 2.0. So those are the things that I mentioned. With that said, it's time for me to jump into the realms and to start off screening things. I'm going to be playing as the druid. I'm going to do that until the Rune of Prophecies is ready to hand in. Then I'll just switch to the Dream Shade. My goal is, of course, to go alphabetically through all of the different specializations and slowly start chipping away at the achievements for, winning 100 realms with each of these classes. So that's the goal. I will be going off now, and if all goes well, unless things go horribly wrong, I won't be showing you too much. Hopefully I'll only have good things to show you, but if things go well, this is going to be a very, very short episode. With that said, I'll be back to show you whatever the next highlight is in just a moment. Okay, here is Nether boss number 1, Impington Reborn. Let me just show you. We have a item bonus of 398 for just the realm, and also an extra 205 on top of that. I did give the boss the 10% damage cap and a 20% chance to avoid damage, so that's not a... I was kind of on autopilot. I was just picking the big numbers. I think this is probably a mistake. So let's start off with a Dispel. Basically, it's going to be a lot of this, just waiting for him to eventually die. With Lunatio, all we can do really is our finger of... Oh god. We gotta make sure that he doesn't take turns, which is hard given that one of our party is now dead, but he is also now starting to die And I think it's over for him, yeah. So, despite the fact that it was a horrible collection of properties we gave him, it wasn't that bad in the end. We did mess up slightly by allowing him to hit us that one time and killed one of our mimics, which slowed us down a little bit more, but you know what? In the end, it wasn't that bad. And Feign Death is a spell. It's a very good spell, but it's also the name of a anointment? That's confusing. The same race, that's not really relevant to us. I mean, none of these are great. This, like, a damage multiplier is pretty good. So I'll just take that. And then let's take a look at what our heaping treasure is. A good amount of reputation. And nothing else. And I guess I already opened those chests. That's it for False God number 1. For False God number 2, or for anything else noteworthy that happens in the interim, I'll be showing you those highlights in just a moment, right? See you in a bit. So I'm back, just because I want to show you some just really remarkable nonsense that I'm having to deal with. Look at this garbage. Cast additional times 11, attack additional times 11, and 4 extra traits, which means who knows what extra trait they're gonna have that allows them to do something at the start of combat before we can kill them. It's just... and we don't even have Singleton. It's just... it's the worst, man. Yeah, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the cast and attack 11 times, just... I mean, the game would be objectively better if these were just gone. The only reason to keep them is if... I mean, I know there are developers who like to do that, they have a good game, but then they're really intent on having 1 or 2 things in the game to just troll the player, just because they don't want the game to be too much fun. Well, whatever. It's a... I just want to show you that. But yeah, having shown you that, I'm gonna go off. See you in a bit. So this is gonna be another interesting fight. I've stumbled into a battle where the Nether boss is immune to indirect damage. It doesn't say it in those words, but it does say that it's immune to damage that doesn't come from attacks or spells, which I think is just another way of saying immune to indirect damage. This might be a fight that is unwinnable, but we do have some tricks up our sleeves. Spell gems are sealed, and we do not have Astral Dimension, which is a huge problem. Is at least Entangling Roots ethereal? Yes, it is. And now, here's the big question. How strong are Lunatio's attacks? Did you... He dodged. They dodge. They dodge. Oh my god, what a... Oh, that guy dodges. That guy dodges. This guy dodges. This guy doesn't dodge. This guy dodges. You know what? Just... This might be a battle which I have to fight with the... Oh my god. Okay, the bomb debuff is bad. Did you dodge both of those? Hang on a second. Did you dodge both of those? They dodged both of my Lenadio's attacks. This is fucking stupid. Yeah, you know what? This is unwinnable with this party, and I'm gonna have to bring the animator to fight this. This is dumb. It's gonna slow down things tremendously, but yeah, you know what? Whatever. There are some bosses that this party can't fight. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Because even if I had Astral Dimension, even if I had ways to resurrect, how are we gonna like do damage to them if our if we run out of spell charges, right? Because I don't have that many traits, I don't have that many anointments. There's only so much I can do. And yeah, you know what? You can't have a blight party that is also that also has an entirely different party contained with it, right? That's probably asking a bit too much. I mean, there are probably ways to do it, but you have to be really, really like employing crazy synergies or some weird interactions to get a lot of power with just a small amount of traits, with the constraints that you can't attack and you can't do indirect damage. So really you can only kill that guy with spell damage, is the gist of it. And if the random realm properties are working against you by stealing your spell gems, then you're gonna suck. Well, what have we learned? We learned that we need a fucking spell of Astral Dimension. It just needs to be there. We'll upgrade it right now. I'll equip it and then we'll go back on pause. But that was a really annoying fight. So you've got 3 spells, but you're a death creature. But we can go to that Astral Dimension and we can make it. We can give it a death enchant and we'll make it generous. Oh, okay, come on. Gotta lock in, gotta focus. Generous, death enchant. Might as well just give it more charges. Yeah. Spell gem. Spell gem for you, and now I'm gonna go back into like what else can I have? We can have some sort of resurrection, right? Or like life orb, something like that. I don't want to add in a resurrection because I don't want to clutter my spells too much. Yeah, but I'm gonna go back off. I'll see you. Well, no, I'm gonna switch to the animator to fight this because fuck this battle. I'll see you in a bit. All right, see you in a bit. So I did not switch back to my animator. I'm still with this party. I haven't given it any new spells. All I did was I changed it to instability 0 because I just didn't want to have to deal with a bunch of nonsense. All right, let's try it like, and we don't even need Astral Dimension because this is not gonna. You know, if we're gonna do Clayman, we should have Archangel's Blessing as well, which I'm now realizing should we've got Wormhole, right? We can do stuff like this. Excuse me. The attack, that's the problem. The attack needs to land, otherwise the spell doesn't go off. Ugh, hideous. Absolutely hideous. Well, we do have Ghostly Scimitar. That only affects one person. You know, let's just keep doing. Just keep doing what we're doing. Wormhole. Okay, this is there we go. That's what we like to see. Clayman, diminishing returns are brutal when you don't have Meraxis in your party, or some other way to break the spell cap. You know what, let's just get rid of one of their guys. Eeny, meeny, miny, you. What? Oh yeah, we didn't give you Clayman. Okay, so you know what? We'll just keep wormholing Lunatio and hoping that we land a hit. Because at this point we have enough. Yeah, okay. He's done for, right? No, he's... Did we... come on. Did we run out of spell charges? Just defend, dude. Just fucking defend. So yeah, okay. Why didn't the spell go off the previous time? I don't know. I don't fucking know. With you, I'm just gonna entangle some roots. This is like a false god fight all over again, just to beat this fucking weirdo. This is why I like my animator party so much. It's because I've got ways to deal with everything and macros set up to make life so much easier. I could set up macros to be like, ooh, and the problem is though, there's no macro that I could have that says if the enemy is immune to indirect damage. As far as I know, there's no way to ask the game. There's no way to ask the game to check that. So I would have to, before the battle even starts, understand what's gonna happen, and I might not... I don't have an encyclopedic memory of which creatures are or aren't immune to that. And I can't even be like, oh, if the enemy is Meraxis, right? The aspects of Meraxis. Because there's no way to do that either, so it's just a lot of manually asking the game to please, you know, like, hang on a second, did I wormhole the wrong person? Anyway, that was, whatever, let me screenshot this pretty quickly. That was an annoying ass fight. But we got through it, and we now know that on instability 0, things are a lot better. Okay, having shown you that, I'm gonna go back off, see you in a bit. Okay, so we're in our false god realm, and I thought it was odd that I got in and it didn't say that there was a master in the realm, so I thought maybe there's a nether portal that will then have master fights in it. And lo and behold, there is a nether portal, and hopefully it does have master battles, because if that's the case, then that means there's gonna be 3 of them. Sure, I'll give the boss the 10% damage cap yet again, because I'm a madman. But I also really want to see who we're fighting. Okay, so the first 2 are not rare masters. Warhog Master is whatever. The third one is also not rare. But, okay, fine. You know what? It's another nether encounter. We still need about another, like, 130 of those to finish that achievement. And it was another 3 chances of finding something good. And nothing in the chests either. Okay. Well, you know what? We tried. Let's kill these 4 enemies. Let's kill this boss. Oh, by the way, before I put the recording back on, the game did give me a chance to make the boss immune to indirect damage, and I, of course, did not take it, because that would have been a bit too dumb. The 10% damage cap, admittedly, is pretty dumb. I'm not giving him the 20% chance to avoid damage, because if we have to hit him 10 times, then there are lines in the sand that I will draw, and this is one of those that I'm not gonna. We've been through fights where we've had to fight a false god with a 10% damage cap and a 40% chance to avoid damage, and it hasn't been. Let me tell you, it hasn't been fun. Do we need to do buried treasure? We do. We'll get that on the way out. So like I said, let's get this fight finished, and then we can wrap up this mini episode. Again, I don't know how mini it feels after. First of all, it's been longer for me just because of the nonsense I had to go through with that one realm, which was really annoying, and that aspects of Mirax's fight, which was also pretty dumb. But you know what? Things are almost over. There's a treasure golem. I'm just gonna let that treasure golem go. You know what? Because we don't need to fight him for the Rune of Prophecies. I already found a treasure golem earlier, apparently. Alright. What the hell is this? The fuck is oh, it's down there. There it is, and let's hit this guy 10 times. The ancestor, I'm fighting him because the Rune of Prophecies is asking us to. Alright. Now one of these guys is going to cast Entangling Roots, and it's you. And he fucking resurrected. That's dumb. And now he's dead. I cut it a little bit close. I should have maybe cast Entangling Roots there, just in case something went wrong. But you know what? I was feeling pretty confident. After we get a barrier. Okay, barrier could be fun. Dead creatures have more stats, could be interesting. March towards death is an interesting idea. Yeah, let's get that. There could be some fun synergies with that. Heaping treasure gives us a pretty useless trinket. Okay, pretty useless netherstone. Alright, and a pretty low amount of reputation, but of course we did give up on some of those runes just to make the fight a little bit less annoying. So let's go home, we'll set a new bounty. And since we don't have any bounties for the Rune of Prophecies, I'm just gonna go after Saint Althea. The quicker we can get her just done, the quicker it'll be. The quicker we will just never have to worry about her ever again. So go after Saint Althea. I was gonna take another look at which classes she gives anointments for, but it really doesn't matter. One way or another, we're gonna have to exhaust her anointment pool. Let me just also quickly play a bit of Kino, and then we'll start wrapping up. I'll destroy the nether stones off screen. So what was accomplished this episode? Well, we got one achievement for completing a few realm quests as the druid, which we were playing as because the Goblet of Trials, it was one of the 3 on the Goblet of Trials, and it was one of the ones that we needed the achievements for, so we played that for a while, but we're not back to the Dream Shade, we're playing as the Grove Tender. We're playing as the Grove Tender because the new Goblet of Trials is asking us to play as one of these three, and I've already done astrologist and demonologist, and we need to just keep the goblet filled up, like just in case, right? Because we might, whenever the Rune of Prophecies is asking us to hand in the Goblet of Trials, that's when we hand it in. Otherwise, we just leave it ready. We leave it on tap to be cashed in whenever we need to. What did I say I was going to do? I said I was going to do Kino. Did I do Kino? I might have already done it. I've forgotten. Anyway, so we did that. But mostly, over the course of this episode, I've learned that there's a lot of little headaches that you get into with this party. A lot of little problems that were not problems for our animator party are huge problems. Almost like stop you in your tracks level problems for this party. Some of them I can easily solve, like, astral dimension. We can give ourselves a way of resurrecting creatures. We can put in Archangel's Blessing. We can recover health to make Clayman a bit better. But honestly, it's not as strong as the animator is the issue. When it's fighting against creatures that don't have any defense against blight, it's much quicker than the animator, yes. But the thing that the animator had going for it was that no matter what the game threw at it, it could win in at most a couple turns. Whereas this party, most battles, yes, it'll win quicker than the animator, but some battles, it'll be sitting there for like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 turns, or some battles it cannot win at all, right? So that's a new party, new headaches is the theme of today's episode. But maybe we will find a cure for some of those headaches for the Wednesday episode, which I think I will also record in advance if I have the time. Otherwise, I might do it on like Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. But yes, in the Wednesday episode, we're gonna see what we can do about some of these problems. But yeah, that's gonna be all for this one. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you've been enjoying the series. And until the next time, take care.